The following video is brought to you in part by the amazing Patreon producers you see before you. If you'd like to show your support, you can do so at patreon.com/616entertainment. Your support means the world to me, and I love you so much. Now let's get to it. There are an assortment of live-action Mortal Kombat adaptations. Hell, I released a nearly 45-minute retrospective on the two big-budget blockbusters earlier this year. There's also the MK Legacy web series, the Conquest television show from the 90s. There's even a new big-budget film in the works set for release in the near future. But live action isn't where this begins and ends. Who could forget Mortal Kombat: The Journey Begins? What about Defenders of the Realm? We'll cover all these down the line, but that's not what we're here for today. A little over a week ago, Warner Bros. Animations released their first MK-branded animated film, Mortal Kombat Legends: Scorpion's Revenge. Today we're going to do a deep dive into this sumbitch with a full review, and I will indeed be in hardcore spoiler mode. So if you haven't watched the film yet, I implore you to do so now. Did you watch it? Good. Let's get to it. I wasn't really sure what to expect from Scorpion's Revenge. I knew the director had previously been in charge of several DC animated films, so I didn't think it was going to suck or anything. But what was the story going to center around? It's called Scorpion's Revenge, but I remembered seeing all the OG characters in familiar settings in the reveal trailer. The opening scenes reveal a softer side of Hanzo Hasashi before his life was stricken by tragedy. He's teaching his son valuable life lessons through nature and wildlife. And then the aforementioned tragedy strikes. You know the drill. The Lin Kuei boys show up, there's a big fight, and holy fuck is this movie violent. Jesus Christ! I figured this would have some MK-style gore, but I've got to say, WB absolutely nailed the level of brutality we expect from the Mortal Kombat universe. Hanzo gives it everything he's got, but it's too late. The Lin Kuei have already assassinated his entire village, including his wife. This is all before Sub-Zero arrives and literally murders Hanzo's son right in front of him. At this point, my jaw was on the floor, and then this happened.
Die for this. You first.
WB animations are not fucking around here. That much is obvious. At this point of the film, I was enthralled. How is Scorpion going to come back? What's he going to do to get his revenge? Sub-Zero's an asshole. He's got to pay for what he did. And then the movie completely shifts gears and becomes a complete remake of the 1995 theatrical film. For what reason? I don't know. We get introductions for Liu Kang, Johnny Cage, and Sonya Blade, who all receive invites to a mysterious island tournament. Scorpion's Revenge rushes through these intros and doesn't pull them off nearly as well as the 1995 film, despite having 25 years of hindsight into how they could possibly do it better. This raises a few questions for me, and maybe it does for you as well. Number one, why am I comparing this to the 1995 movie? Well, because it's a remake. The story path is similar, sure, but there are several scenes that are straight up copied and pasted from one to the other.
Go, rope, go, rope. All right, ugly. You want to dance? Let's dance.
All right. Let's dance.
Why rely so heavily on the past when this is a brand new start for MK films? How about why retell the first tournament at all? Is this movie made for die-hard Mortal Kombat fans or casuals who need the concept of Mortal Kombat explained to them? It feels like the movie itself isn't quite sure. For instance, the movie introduces Sonya Blade in an alley, and she's fighting former TNA World Tag Team Champion Hernandez. We get a backstory for why she's so tough, an explanation for her military gear, but then she reads the scroll and just says, "He'll be there." The diehards know she means Kano, but casuals do not. Later on, much later actually, when Kano shows up, they don't tell us dick about him. Sonya just seems to hate him, and there appears to be a history between them. So if you're gonna explain who Sonya Blade is in great detail, why not do the same for her nemesis? I don't know. This isn't the only area where the handling of certain characters is piss poor either. At one point, Johnny Cage fights Baraka, who never gets a name, and is killed when the building he's standing on collapses. what a warrior. When Sonya Blade takes on a straight out of Predator, and I mean borderline plagiaristic of Predator version of Reptile, she not only beats him, but kills him in less than a minute.
Heads up!
Katana's here as well. Her nothing of substance fight with Liu Kang from the 95 film is redone here in Scorpion's Revenge, but for what purpose? Katana isn't even named, she has no storyline in the movie, and she doesn't do anything at all outside of this. It's a waste. This all leads back to, why are we retelling the first tournament to begin with? Isn't this movie about Scorpion? That's my biggest problem, is that Scorpion's storyline is by far the best part of this experience. After he and his family are killed by Sub-Zero, and we take time to establish the other main good guys, we find Hanzo in the Netherrealm. He's being prepped by a Moloch-looking sons of bitch for the first of his eternal torture sessions. But obviously, that's not gonna fly, so he bites homie's ear off like Mike Tyson, slaughters the Hellborn minions, and makes a deal with Quan Chi. I'm not gonna cover the whole story beat by beat, I'm just saying, these are the most gripping portions of the movie, the ones that actually focus on the titular character. Do you want another retelling of Johnny Cage trying to hit on Sonya? Or Raiden explaining to the good guys what the Mortal Kombat tournament means? Or do you want to see Scorpion picking off Lin Kuei jabronis one by one, demanding information on Sub-Zero's whereabouts? How about Scorpion dressing up as a Black Dragon member and swerving them into a triple get-over-here head rip? I'm gonna stop complaining now. I think combining this Scorpion Tale of Revenge with the 17th version of the first tournament was a mistake. Let's talk about what wasn't a mistake, though. Littered all throughout this movie are little Easter eggs and cameos to the past of Mortal Kombat, and each one of them that popped up had me going, oh shit! For starters, I think this is the first time I've ever seen Test Your Might represented outside of the video games. I popped huge for Motaro's cameo, and seeing low-key fan favorite Natara get some love was nice as well. The voice of Scorpion is lent to the film by longtime Scorpion actor Patrick Seitz. Kevin Michael Richardson provides the voice of Goro, reprising this role for the first time since 1995. When we first meet Johnny Cage, we see the familiar posters for Ninja Mime and several of his other blockbusters, but this may be the first time I've heard of Ass Kick, which is a tremendous name for an action movie. It goes without saying, as well, that Scorpion's Revenge looks fantastic. The depictions of the characters, in my opinion, are tremendous. There is a heavy, and I mean heavy, artistic influence from Mortal Kombat X here, which can be seen in the appearances of Sub-Zero and Scorpion, as well as key set pieces in the background. The gore dial is broken beyond repair, and I mean that in the best way possible. From an artistic point of view, I don't know that this could look any better, and I want to really commend WB Animations for doing the universe justice. While much of what makes up Scorpion's Revenge is ground we've already covered a million times, I found that when they deviate from the canon to be the most entertaining. Goro doesn't kill Art Lean this time around. Instead, he became the third or fourth reason Jax needs a new pair of arms. Scorpion didn't behead Sub-Zero in this story. He pulled him into a clinch and kamikazed off the side of the pit, impaling the two of them through the heart. This was the best part of the movie, by the way. It doesn't get any fucking cooler than this. On the inside, Liu Kang didn't defeat Shang Tsung to win the tournament. And in fact, he didn't win cleanly at all. Goro was beating the shit out of Liu Kang and was about to perform a tournament-ending fatality when, out of nowhere, Scorpion breaks the rules of the tournament and kills Goro on sight before forfeiting his fight to Liu Kang in order to get his hands on Quan Chi. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, Quan Chi reveals, for no reason, that he was the one who killed Scorpion's family. It's super rushed, almost like they went, oh fuck, we've taken so long in the tournament we forgot to pay off Scorpion's angle, and just shoehorned it in. So the next movie will probably cover Scorpion going after Quan Chi, right? Scorpion's Revenge 2? Nope, Scorpion kills Quan Chi in this one 15 minutes after the truth is revealed. I should mention that this movie is only 80 minutes long, and Raiden explains to Liu, Johnny, and Sonya how important the tournament is twice. There's there's quite a bit of a pacing issue here. If there's one character that is done really well here, besides Scorpion, it's Johnny Cage. He's legitimately funny, his buffoonery knows no bounds, and for 90% of the story, he's an idiot. He gets his ass kicked, seems like an oblivious womanizer, he seems useless. All of this, though, leads to a tremendous redemption, where after appearing to be a numbskull to everyone around him, he rescues Sonya Blade, lays down a Hollywood-quality ass-kicking, and looks like $1 million in the process. That's development. That's an arc. I'll also give a shout out to the handling of Raiden, who is obviously a leader and coach, but once the rules are lifted, makes it very clear that he is not to be fucked with. Oh, and one more thing. Jack's just hanging out at the end of the movie with no fucking arms, not being upset, not in pain, just chilling with the boys, is fucking hilarious. If you put the execution of Scorpion's Revenge under a microscope, you'll definitely find things to complain about. But if you just press play and take in the violence and the action and the visuals of it all, you're gonna have a blast. I made sure I pointed out the things I didn't like just as much as I pointed out the things that I loved in the interest of fairness. The movie's not perfect, but my takeaway from this whole thing is that had I watched this when I was a kid, I would have thought it was a 10 out of 10. I would have been obsessed with this movie, the same way I was with the 1995 theatrical film. I would have watched it so many times my VHS tape would have broken all over again, which is something that really did happen to me. The takeaway is this: Mortal Kombat's not real. It's silly. It's not to be taken seriously. And if you can press play and just drink this one in, you're gonna have a great time. As always, I love you guys, and I will see you next time.